Hello, so today I am making some peach cobbler and some peach pies. So what you'll need, I'm making homemade pie crust. So for the pie crust, this is what you'll need. I'm just going to double this recipe. 1 cup flour, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 stick of cold butter, and then 3 tablespoons of cold water. So I have my water here, butter, sugar, flour, and you can add a little salt to it. I don't think I'll add salt this time. And for the peach cobbler itself, here's the ingredients here. This is actually my grandma's recipe, and the pie crust is my aunt's recipe, but the peach cobbler, you'll need the filling itself. You'll need 2 cups of sugar, 4 cups of peaches. I have frozen peaches here. And then 2 tablespoons of flour and a stick of butter, and then a dash of each of these: cinnamon, nutmeg, and mace. So I'm going to double all of this. That's what you'll see me do. So to start, I'm going to make the pie crust, and what you want to do with the pie crust is wrap it in plastic wrap and put it in the fridge. You can do overnight or an hour, however long you got really. And the pie crust, I'm going to make it all in the food processor right here. I also have pans and stuff. You'll see it. So I'll do 2 cups of flour. Out the way, so I have my 2 cups of flour in here. Next, I'll do my sugar. I'll need 2 tablespoons of sugar. Put all that in there. I'm going to see, I might make this pie crust 3 times because I'm also doing peach pies. And I like double layer of pie crust on my peach cobblers. Peach cobbler is probably my second favorite dessert. Well, pie. Second type of pie I like. My first is apple pie. Well, peach cobbler is not really pie, but. And then butter. So 1 stick, and you want to cube this up and then coat it in your flour. So I'm filming this on November 7th. I was going to make this, I don't know if that video came out already, but I made some apple turnovers, and I was also going to make some peach pies then, but we didn't have peaches, so I couldn't make that, but I'm making it now. So this butter is frozen. Yours doesn't have to be frozen. I just had this in the freezer. But you do want everything to be extremely cold, the water and the butter. Just kind of throw that in there. If you don't have a food processor, you can just put all this in a bowl and use a fork, cut it up like that. Or maybe a stand mixer might work too. Alright, that's a full stick of butter. And now you want to take this and coat it. Coat all of your butter cubes in the flour mix. You want it to look like that, just covered in flour, like a Turkish delight from Chronicles of Narnia. You know, I used to watch that. I watched that movie and I would see the Turkish delight scene, and those look so good in the movies. And one time we were at a mall on vacation, and they had this dessert shop. It was like I don't know where Turkish delights are. Probably Turkey, but they had Turkish delights at this dessert shop, and I tried one. It was, I think, 25 cents. It was not good. It's like gelatin, red jello covered in confectioner sugar, powdered sugar. But anyways, yeah, it was gross. But you want to blend this up, just pulse it until it comes together. 10 times. I did 11. Now I take my water, and you want to put 3 tablespoons of water in it, and keep pulsing it till it comes together. You'll probably need some more water. That's why I have so much. So 1 tablespoon at a time, and pulse. Like so. So now I'm just going to dump as much water because 3 tablespoons isn't enough. So I'm just going to keep dumping water. I'll do maybe like 1/4 of a cup per time. It's messy. I think it's just because this food processor is old. It's probably older than me. It's kind of spilling. Old Faithful. I'll get to this, but you need a pot too, because I'm going to cook the pie filling on the stove top. So the pie crust is done for now. This is the first batch. You can see it's, so I did about 2/4 of a cup, so half a cup of cold water in this plus the 3 tablespoons, and that did the trick. So this is going to be for the peach cobbler filling. So this is for the bottom one, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make, I can always freeze it if I make too much. I don't really have an idea right now, but I'm going to, I think, make this pie crust 2 more times. Yeah. Alright, I'll be back. I won't show that on camera. Okay, I finally finished the pie crust. I did run into a little problem whenever I was dumping all the ingredients. I dumped too much water in it, and one of the pie crusts turned into a paste, so I had to put a bunch of flour on it. To make it like this. So I got it back to how it's supposed to be, and I just wrapped it in some plastic wrap. I got 3 over here. This might be too much pie crust, but you can always freeze it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these in the refrigerator and then make my pie filling, and I'll be back. But like a little dough man, snowman. Alright, now I'm going to make the peach pie filling. So I said I'm going to double this recipe, so I'll use 8 cups of peaches and 4 tablespoons of flour and 2 sticks of butter. But right now, you take your peaches and your sugar and some flour, and you're going to boil that on the stove top. So 4 cups of sugar, a lot of sugar, I only did 2 at first, just in case I don't have enough peaches. Smells good. 4 cups. Let's see if we have. That's 1 cup of peaches. That's 2. I think 4 cups might be a full bag of these. 3. So 4 cups of peaches is just a full 1 pound bag of these great values. So just dump the whole thing in there. I said I was going to double it, so I'll just do that. Now 2 more cups of sugar, since we have enough peaches. It ain't healthy. So the reason why I'm making 2, alright, so then 4 tablespoons of flour. The reason why I'm making peach cobbler and peach pies is because I just want to, but I also am going to have a sleepover at my friend's house, and I thought I can make her and her family some peach pies. I'm also going to have some for my family at our house, but I just thought I could make them some, you know. And last tablespoon of flour. And you know, I like to share my food and cook for people sometimes. Sometimes I'm nice. This is what it looks like right now. I don't want to spill that. But I'm going to mix this up and then put this on the stove top and let it boil. It might take maybe 5 minutes and some change, maybe 8, I don't know. My mom usually makes peach cobbler. I don't typically make desserts. I just make other foods. But when my mom makes peach cobbler, it's really good. You can use store-bought crust too, but homemade crust is easy. I'm going to put this on the stove top, if you can see. The light is always so bright on this thing. But I'll be back. So it doesn't say, but the stovetop, I'm just going to have it on medium heat, medium high, and just for a few minutes, like I said. So I didn't say that earlier. Then after that, we put the butter in it, and then our spices here. I have cinnamon, Vietnamese cinnamon, which is just a more cinnamony cinnamon, like a stronger cinnamon, nutmeg, mace, and 2 sticks of butter. And then I'm going to spray my pans and get started with that. In the oven, it should be on 375. So you can do that now or later. And then you want to bake all this for 30 to 45 minutes for the peach cobbler. And I think my apple turnovers took about 30 minutes as well, so they should come out at the same time. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. So I didn't mention this, but this is my first time making peach cobbler by myself. It turned out good, but only because I had to call an SOS. I had to call my mom down here to help me, but she essentially got it back to what it needed to be. I'm sure I would have messed it up if I did it on my own. Thank you to her. So I put this on, we put this on low, and it was on low, boiling for about nearly 30 minutes, stirring occasionally so the sugar doesn't burn. And you don't want it to burn because you'll ruin it. That's what I was nervous about. Like, as I was making this, my heart was beating really fast. But it's good now. The peaches are there. It's reached thickness. You kind of want it to be liquidy, but not too liquidy. I can't show you. You see? So it's mainly just sugar, and I didn't end up using 2 sticks of butter. I only used 1 stick of butter, and we put about half a teaspoon of vanilla, and then about maybe half a teaspoon of nutmeg, mace, and cinnamon in here too. And that was after I brought the peaches and sugar to a boil, which was maybe about 20-25 minutes. And then I put in the sugar, the cinnamon, mace, nutmeg, vanilla in there for about 5 to 10 minutes, if that makes sense. So now what I'm going to do is I have my pie crust. This is for the bottom layer, and I greased this pan, and I'm going to make it latticed. So I'll show you how to do that. So I have my freezer paper here, and I'm going to take this pie crust and unwrap it. It's been in the fridge for close to an hour, if not an hour. And I have a pizza cutter here. So I'm going to take this. I might need some flour. Flour it up. And then you want to roll it out, make like a square. Rolling, 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 rolling on the river. Sing it, Tina Turner. So now I'm going to, can't really see it because it's bright, but I'm going to just cut it into little strips. All the way. You could just make a sheet and then put the whole thing on the bottom. into like a big rectangle. I like a lot of crust on my cobblers. Honestly, just like the crust and the syrup. I don't too much care for the peaches anyway, so it's just strips like this. And then take my pan and just put the strips alongside the bottom of it and around the edges too. And you can just cut off the dough that is too long. So like this, the entire way down. I'll be back when I'm done, but you just want to do that, and even to on the edges here too. I finished this all around. So now I'm going to put this in the oven and bake it, maybe I guess about 10 minutes, and I'll be back and pour in the filling. So I put it in the oven 375 for about 15 minutes just to cook the crust on the bottom. Now I'm going to, it's hot. Now I'm going to put the peaches in here and then put some more crust on top and bake it for about 30 to 45 minutes. So here are the peaches, they're quite cooled down. Just going to take some, spoon it in there. I know you can't see it, but so I have a ladle now. Just going to take it, put it in there. Not a lot of peaches, I probably could have used more. So I have my peaches in there, if you can see. And now I'm going to put some crust over top of this, just like I did before. It gets really stringy. Like this. One and a two. So with this, you're supposed to put the crust and like lay it underneath it, but I'm not doing that because it's a bit difficult. But when I finish all this, I'll be back when it's done entirely. Okay, I'm finally done with the peach cobbler. I just put dough on top of it. Well, you'll see it when it's done. But now I'm going to put it in the oven for about 30 minutes. We'll see. I might have to be I'm gonna have to put it on for 45. But while that's cooking, I'm gonna get started on the peach pies. I know I'm doing a lot. I've been working on this for 2 hours, but I'll be back. So I don't have enough peaches, so I can only make small ones. I'm debating, should I use this or this? It's substantially bigger. I'll try a small one first. So I already laid out my dough. It's covering the whole surface area. So I'm pressing this now. And I'm going to take the dough up. I strained my peaches so there won't be so much juice in them. And then I'm going to take some juice and just scoop that on there. Maybe. But take the dough up. And then I'll put, you can't see. It's very bright. And I'll scoop some peaches on in the middle of this. They're gonna be cute, petite, little ones. And then I'll just fold this. And try to fold that like so. They're so tiny. But yeah, these are going to be minis. Mini peach pies. And I have a thing there, and I'll put it down. These might be too small, but they'll be cute. They'll be cute. Just enough for like a small little. Instead of folding them, I'm just going to crimp them with the fork because I can't really do that other way. I'll be back. Okay, so I finished these peach pies, these cutie patootie peach pies here. Very small. I made one big one. And now I'm going to take some egg wash, which is just a little bit of water and egg, just a singular egg. I'm going to just put this over the pies. But I have some leftover filling. It's just the syrup from the peaches, from the peach cobbler filling. And you can just add more peaches to that and make another peach cobbler. But I ran out of peaches, that's why these are so small. These are for my friend and her family if they want them. But I'm going to just do that real lightly because I messed up this big one because I was being a bit rough with the brush. The oven's on 375, so I'm going to put these on. This one probably will take, the big one probably take about 15 minutes. These little ones maybe 5 or 10. But I'll be back and show the full finished product. Alright. I have finally finished. The peach cobbler and the peach pies are done. I'll show you these. I'm going to have to put the big one back in the oven. But that's what they look like. Look like little dumplings. It's good for a little sweet treat too, though. That's what it looks like. And here's the peach cobbler. I'm going to eat some tonight after dinner. This is what it looks like. I tried some of the pie filling and it tastes really good. So I haven't tried the crust, so we'll see about it. But that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and share with anyone and everyone if you want to. Alright. I'll see ya. Bye.